Hello, children of class 8. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing good. Today I will be teaching you the lesson The Adventure of Blue Carbuncle. The following extract is adapted from a Sherlock Holmes mystery by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The detective's famous approach that was logic and deduction comes into play when he tries to solve the crime. The detective's famous approach that uses logic and deduction comes into play when he tries to solve the crime. I am sure all of you have heard about Sherlock Holmes and his assistant. So today I will be talking to you about this lesson. First, I will read the extract and then I will explain it to you. I called on my friend Sherlock Holmes on the second morning after Christmas. He was sitting on the sofa in a brown dressing gown, holding a pipe with a pile of crumpled morning papers at hand. Beside the couch was a wooden chair. On the back of the chair hung a dirty, worn, hard felt hat. A lens and forceps lay upon the seat of the chair. Obviously, Holmes had hung the hat over the chair in order to examine it. "Perhaps I interrupt you," I said. "Not at all. I'm glad to have a friend with whom I can discuss my results," said Sherlock. "The matter is an ordinary one," he continued, "but there are some points of interest in it." I seated myself in his armchair and warmed my hands before his crackling fire. "Although it looks very ordinary, a deadly story or crime must be linked to it," I guessed. "No, no crime," laughed Sherlock Holmes. "Let me tell you how the hat came here." It was 4 o'clock on Christmas morning, and Peterson the commissioner was walking home. A tallish man carrying a felt goose was walking ahead of him on the road. As he reached the end of the street, a little knot of rough men attacked the man with the goose. One of the hoodlums knocked off the tall man's hat as he aimed a blow at him. The tall man raised his stick to okay to defend himself. The tall man raised his stick to defend himself. Now what happens here is the main thing. It is recited by Sherlock Holmes' assistant. I will get into the details of the assistant in the next video. But as of here, what happens is Sherlock Holmes is a great detective, as all of you know, and he is sitting in his room in his living room on his sofa, and that uh, here he is also mentioned a couch, and there is a couch and also a wooden chair, and on the back of this wooden chair hung a dirty, worn, hard felt hat. What is felt? Felt is a kind of a material. What is crumpled? Crumpled is all folded and divided into small. It can be divided. And sofa, sofa is also known as a couch. And what is a lens? The lens is a small mirror where you can, a magnifying lens, where you can see the things at a magnified place. And forceps is a scissors. Then here another word comes, crackling fire. So Holmes had hung the dirty hat and he was about to examine the hat. But the assistant had come in. And now I am not introducing the assistant here. I will introduce it in the next video. But then what happens here is um, Sherlock Sherlock Holmes' assistant, the person who has written the lesson here, the adventure, is asking Sherlock, do you mind if I come here? Because it was only Christmas. It was only 2 days after Christmas, and the crime had happened. So they were sitting together, and the assistant comes in and his armchair, and he sits on the armchair, and he was warming his hands before the crackling fire. Fire in these places, they need fire because it is very cold. And here the assistant kept thinking to himself, saying that okay, a deadly story must be there, or probably a great crime.